Hi everyone, it's Adriana here, and I have a very quick project on showing you how to create a gift box. This is a gift box that is about 1.5 inches in height. It has a lid and a base, and I created this with the Couture Creations multi-purpose scoring board and of course the butterfly garden papers. This box will house my little booklet, which I'll show you in a minute. So it fits in perfectly in the little box, and there's a little lid, and I decorated it on the front with a little tag for my little gift. So to create this actual box, I used the butterfly garden papers. There are two papers that you could use. There's this one here, which is Butterfly Garden Collection, and it's sheet number 5. It has a beautiful flower, lots of purple script writing, and on the back it's quite lovely. It's very neutral. So inside the box, you can see inside the box is quite nice how it's finished off with that nice paper on the side inside. So I've used that, but you could use this one as well. This one is sheet number 10, and it's from the Butterfly Collection. So this will look lovely on the front. That will appear on the side of the box, and also that's in the other reverse side of it. So how I created this box, I used this paper from the Butterfly Collection to create the lid, but for the base I just used a neutral cardstock, which is a 12 by 12 cardstock from Couture Creations. To create your card base, on the back of your multi-purpose scoring board, there is your scoring board bone folder and also a template. On this template, it actually shows you how to create some envelopes for your projects and also some box envelopes. But if you turn it around, you have the directions and instructions on how to create a box. So this has got depth. So of course with the box you have a lid and a base. So I wanted to create a box that fits my 6 by 6 project. So I looked down the size of the box that I want, and I want a 6 by 6 inches and 1.5 inch depth of a box. It says to me to use a paper size 12 by 12. So these papers are ideal, as all I have to do is trim that off, and I have a 12 by 12 paper sheet rather, to create my lid. It also has the scoring lines of how to score your paper for the base, and then also the scoring lines of the lid. Now you don't need to place this on your multi-purpose scoring board. You only use this when you're actually using the envelopes. So because I'm making a normal box, all we need to use is the scoreboard. So I'm going to put that away. I've taken down the measurements and I've written it down on a sheet of paper. And I'll put this up on the YouTube as well. So first of all, I'm going to trim off that little excess to make this a complete 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And this is the lid. So I'm going to use the lid measurements of where to score the actual score lines. So the best thing about the multi-purpose scoring board, I don't even know if you can see, but it's also marked in black, so you can actually see the writing all the way along and all the way on the top. So they're all marked 1/8 of an inch to get to 1 inch. So my first score line for my lid is 1 3/8, and my second line is the 2 7/8. So I'm just going to grab my paper, put it up towards there. So 1 3/8, so it's 1 inch, 1 2 3, score that down, and 2 7/8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and score that down. Turn the paper around and you do the same again, 1 3/8 and 2 3/7. Turn it around, 1 3/8, and 2 3/7. So you do all 4 sides. So there you have a score line, which you can now gently fold that. Probably you can see a little bit more on the reverse side. So I'm just going to help with the creasing of that. The bone folder doesn't score your paper. It's quite good. It's purely a scoring tool. It is not a cutting tool. So I'm just going to help each fold with my scoring tool, which is included with the score board. And the other side. So this is a quick and easy way of making unique gift boxes. So you should have a template or a piece of paper that's actually scored like that. You have 2 lines going on each side, north, south, east and west. You'll notice that there's some cutting lines, and that's what we're going to do now. So basically you're going to get your scissors. I'm going to use my nice Teflon scissors. These are from Couture Creations, non-stick Teflon scissors. And I'm going to cut all the way down to that last fold. So that's the first fold and that's the second fold. And I'm going around on all of these 2 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn it around and go down again, cutting through. Now, I'll probably show a little bit better here. So you have on one side all these cut and the other side as well. So now you're going to be folding this all in. I find that these little flaps get a bit too bulky. So what I do is I tend to trim this one off like that. And this one I tend to just make a little slit like that. Okay, trim this one off and this one just like that. So you just got a little flap there. That's all you need, or else it gets too bulky. There are other ways to do it. I just found that this is quite all you need, and it doesn't get too bulky. Okay, so then you just get your double-sided tape or some glue, and you're going to add some tape. Now I'll probably do this much more slowly and precisely, but just for the showing you how. Now no mistake there, see how I've done it. You want to have this as, ooh, there you go, you want to have that as your top. That's your bottom. It's absolutely fine to use that as well, but I'm just showing you exactly how I created mine. So remembering that is your lid. We want the outside to be purple. So that's the inside. So we're placing a bit of tape here, a bit of tape here, and a bit of tape along here and here. You can use glue as well, or that tape, running tape. I'm just doing this very quickly to show you. So remove the tape from that one. tape from this one. So this is going to fold down, and then this is going to go around like that. So you need to have a little bit of tape on each of those triangles. There may be a different way of doing this, but this is what I found. And then lining that up, you can see I'm lining that up, pressing that down, and lining this up so it's nice and square. Pressing that down. Then we do the same on the other side. Put some tape on that side. And some tape on the other side. Oops. Taking tape on this side off, folding that down, and this one. Folding that down, lining that square with the edge of that one, and lining that up square with the edge of that one, and then taking the tape off that and the tape off that edge, slowly gliding that down and slowly gliding that down. So once you have all the sides down, I just go around with my scoring tool and just score the edges so it's nice and flat, and you have perfect square lid for your box. So that's the same lid that I created before, and that fits on beautifully. So your lid will always be slightly larger than your base. The base I created it with my just a plain sheet of cardstock, but you can create it with paper, and it's exactly the same way, except the measurement is going to be different, as your base is going to be 1.5 by and also 3-inch score line. Once I did that, I decorated my whole box with the ephemera collectibles in the butterfly butterfly garden collection. I also used a Modern Essential die and embossed and foiled an out of frame and placed that on my front. My beautiful little book here, I haven't quite finished it, but I actually foiled the butterfly and the chipboard word with my Go Press foil machine, and also used a Modern Essential circle. I'll have all the list of all the products I've used at the bottom of my YouTube and blog. Inside here I've just created it with butterfly garden papers. I've made a nice little foiled frame from one of the Modern Essential dies and created a little card. And I haven't finished off the other bits and pieces, but you get the idea. I really just wanted to show you the actual box that this little book comes in. Okay, so that's my little gift box created with the multi-purpose scoring board from Couture Creations. Thanks for watching.